The next lecture, this is the next lecture of structure of function of hemoglobin and myoglobin. In this lecture, we will try to understand the hemoglobin abnormality of hemoglobin. If the abnormality seen in the globin portion of the hemoglobin is called hemoglobin variant. For example, it is hemoglobin S, either hemoglobin S, E, D, C, F, A2 or embryonic hemoglobin. Hemoglobin S, E, D, C, this will discuss later part of this lecture. So next to the fetal hemoglobin. Fetal hemoglobin is composed of 2 alpha chain, 2 gamma chain, not the beta chain. Fetal hemoglobin appears at the 7th week of gestation and covers the first half of the fetal life. From 24 weeks of gestation, adult hemoglobin appear, that is composed of alpha 2 or beta 2 chain, and ultimately at the term about 75 to 80% of the total hemoglobin is fetal hemoglobin. And after birth, at the age of 6 to 12 months, fetal hemoglobin comes to its adult level, that is up to 5% of total hemoglobin. Fetal hemoglobin is differ from adult hemoglobin. So what are the difference? First of all, fetal hemoglobin has got increased solubility when it is in deoxygenated state. It shows slow electrophoretic mobility. It does not denatured. It cannot be denatured by the strong alkali. And lastly, it has got decreased interaction with the toothy BPG, so it has got increased oxygen affinity, so that it facilitates the transplacental oxygen transport. Next, hemoglobin A2 is composed of 2 alpha chain and 2 delta chain. In normal adult, the value is up to 2% of total hemoglobin, and it has got slower electrophoretic mobility than adult hemoglobin. The last hemoglobin variant is embryonic hemoglobin, that is appear in the utero first time. Gamma 1, that is composed of zeta 2 and epsilon 2 chain. Gamma 2, 2 alpha chain and 2 epsilon chain. And hemoglobin Portland composed of 2 epsilon chain and 2 gamma chain. They are starting to produce from 3rd to 8th week of gestation. Next, the hemoglobinopathies. Hemoglobinopathies is the hemoglobin variant which is either due to defect in the alpha chain or beta chain of the globin chain. Hemoglobinopathy is either due to structural, maybe a structural hemoglobinopathies. Example is hemoglobin A, C, E, or decreased synthesis of one of the globin chain. It may be, example is thalassemia, or maybe thalassemic hemoglobin variant, and last it may be hereditary persistent of fetal hemoglobin. Next, the sickle cell disease, that is the hemoglobin S variant. It is an autosomal recessive disorder. It is due to the point mutation that leads to replacement of glutamic acid by the valine at the 6th position of beta chain. The patient may be at the homozygous state or heterozygous state. When the patient is homozygous state, during deoxygenation, the RBC containing hemoglobin S changes from biconcave shape to the sickle shape. This process is called sickling. This sickling is due to polymerization of deoxygenated hemoglobin S leads to rod-like polymer. As spleen, bone marrow, kidney and distal periphery are less vascular during deoxygenation or dehydration, this less vascular area, in this less vascular area, sickling occurs. As these cells are abnormally shaped, they are removed by the spleen, bone marrow, leads to extravascular hemolysis. So the patient presented anemia, jaundice. As there is hemolysis, body tries to overcome the anemia by the involving the spleen, liver, that is the extramedullary hemopoiesis. So initially splenomegaly occurs, but due to repeated infarction, spleen size of the spleen gets small, becomes small, called autosplenectomy, and so they are susceptible to infection. And due to the short lifespan of the RBC, the patient is protected from falciparum malaria. The patient presented, how will you detect the sickle cell anemia in laboratory? First you have to do peripheral blood smear. You get the normocytic normocopic anemia. Target cell, Howley-Jolly's body due to the splenic infarction. Next, the test is sickling test. When the blood is mixed with the freshly prepared sodium metabisulfite, the cells become sickle and you get seen under the microscope. Next test is solubility test. When the blood sample is mixed with the saponin and the sodium sulfate, hemoglobin become insoluble and the solution become hazy. And last list, the test is hemoglobin erythropoiesis. Next hemoglobinopathy is hemoglobin C disease. If the patient in heterozygous state, patient are usually asymptomatic, and if it is he is or she is homozygous state, present with mild anemia and RBC shows hypochromia. It is diagnosed by hemoglobin erythropoiesis. Next, the hemoglobin E disease is the most common hemoglobinopathy seen in India. Heterozygous patient shows as they are asymptomatic, and homozygous state presented with the mild anemia and hyperchromia. Next is thalassemia. It is due to the either decreased synthesis of alpha chain or beta chain. If there is a decreased alpha chain, it's called alpha thalassemia. The cause is deletion of alpha gene. If the 4 alpha gene are deleted, that is present in the chromosome number 16, it's called Bart's hydrospitalis, and baby dies within the utero. If there is a deletion of 3 genes, it's called HBE disease, baby born with a severe anemia. If there is a 2 gene deletion, it's called alpha thalassemia trait, and if there is a 1 gene deleted, this is called carrier. Next common type of thalassemia is beta thalassemia. The cause is point mutation of beta gene present in the chromosome number 11. Genetic basis is point mutation either in the enhancer promoter region or mutation that affects the post-translational modification or mutation that affects the faulty translation. Depending upon the extent of beta chain synthesis decrease, there are 3 types of beta thalassemia: either beta thalassemia major, beta thalassemia intermedia, or beta thalassemia minor. As there is a deficiency of beta chain leads to large excess of alpha chain within the developing RBC. Part of this excess alpha chain are removed by the gamma chain to form the hemoglobin F, and remaining alpha chain gets precipitated under the RBC membrane, forms the Hen's body, and this leads to damage of the cell membrane, and when it passes through the splenic sinusoids, these RBC are further damaged and phagocytosed by the RE cells of the spleen and liver, causes anemia, hepatosplenomegaly, and excess tissue iron stored. This patient, if it is beta thalassemia major, presented with severe anemia, hepatosplenomegaly, and expansion of bone. And if the patient of beta thalassemia presented with usually is asymptomatic and diagnosed during investigation of mild anemia. So how will you investigate beta thalassemia major? First of all, you do the peripheral blood smear, shows the microcytic hypochromic anemia. Next, the more important test, that is the osmotic facility test. It shows decreased osmotic facility. Next, the hemoglobin erythropoiesis. It shows the fetal hemoglobin and adult hemoglobin both are so elevated, and almost absence of adult hemoglobin. Next, you see the unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia. Next, beta thalassemia minor or trait. It shows the microcytic hyperchromic anemia in peripheral blood smear. Osmotic facility is decreased. Hemoglobin erythropoiesis shows 2-fold elevated of hemoglobin A2 and slight elevation of fetal hemoglobin, and blood shows unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia. Recent development of diagnostic tools of thalassemia, that is the HPLC, mass spectrometry, capillary erythropoiesis, DNA analysis, and globin chain synthesis study. Next, if the defect is within the hemoglobin, heme portion of the hemoglobin. The hemoglobin that is found, that is called hemoglobin derivatives. This may be oxyhemoglobin, deoxyhemoglobin, methemoglobin, cyanomethemoglobin, carboxyhemoglobin, or sulfahemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin and deoxyhemoglobin are the common derivative present in the blood. Normally, concentration of deoxyhemoglobin is less than 5% of the total hemoglobin. If it goes above the 5%, it is called it present to the cyanosis. Next, the methemoglobinemia. When the ferrous form of iron gets oxidized to form ferric form, it's called methemoglobin. Normally, small amount of methemoglobin can be produced within the RBC and readily reduced back to the hemoglobin by the methemoglobin reductase enzyme, which is NADP H plus dependent. Normally, blood level is less than 1% of total hemoglobin. What are the causes of high level of methemoglobin, that is methemoglobinemia? It may be congenital. It is due to the replacement of proximal histidine by the tyrosine, or defect in the methemoglobin reductase. It may be acquired by some drugs, for example, sodium nitroprusside, nitrite, nitrates, aniline dye, and so on. And some patients suffering from G6PD may precipitate with methemoglobinemia by the above drugs due to the insufficient supply of NADPH plus H plus. Next, the presentation of methemoglobinemia. The patient presented with hypoxia and cyanosis when the methemoglobin level goes above the 1.5 gram per deciliter, but the PaO2 is normal. Diagnosis is when the blood is freshly drawn, blood shows dark brown color, that is the muddy appearances, and the methemoglobin shows the characteristics absorption band at the 630 to 635 nanometer. If the blood is treated with cyanide, the absorption peak will stop. Next, the carboxyhemoglobin. Carboxyhemoglobin is formed when the carbon monoxide is joined with the hemoglobin. Carbon monoxide has got the 250 times more affinity towards the oxygen, and so is easily binds with the hemoglobin. And when one molecule of carbon monoxide binds to the one monomer of the hemoglobin molecule, it increases the affinity to the other oxygen, so that the oxygen bound to this monomer are not released, and so it becomes unsuitable for oxygen transport and also decrease the availability of oxygen to the tissue. The normal level of carboxyhemoglobin is about 0.1% of total hemoglobin. When the carboxyhemoglobin is produced, carbon monoxide poisoning occurs in workers in mines breathing in the automobile exhaust in closed space. The patient presented with weakness, irritability, breathlessness, headache, nausea, vomiting, and pain in the chest. When carboxyhemoglobin goes above 20% of total hemoglobin. The only treatment of carboxyhemoglobin is the hyperbaric oxygen. How will you diagnose the case? There is a 2 absorption peak shown by the carboxyhemoglobin at the 540 nanometer and at 578 nanometer, similar to the oxyhemoglobin, but difference is when you At the reducing agents like sodium dithionite, the absorption peak remain unchanged. Next, hemoglobin is cyan methemoglobin. It is artificially produced when the Dapkin reagent is added to the blood, or during cyanide poisoning. The hemoglobin can be converted to methemoglobin, and it may be attended to in case of cyanide poisoning. Seen in the cyanide ion can be trapped as a cyan methemoglobin in a non-toxic form. Diagnosis: the absorption maxima at 540 nanometer. Next, the sulfhemoglobin. When the H2S hydrogen sulfide joins with the oxyhemoglobin, then the sulfhemoglobin is formed. Cause: the drugs that can form the sulfhemoglobin, that is the sulfonamides, phenacetin, dapsone. Diagnosis can be done by the absorption peak at the 620 nanometer, which is cannot be changed by the addition of cyanide, and there is seen of basophilic tripling. And when the hemoglobin goes above the 5 gram per deciliter, there is a development of cyanosis. And that's all for the lecture of structure and function of hemoglobin and myoglobin.